Starfield Raw. Hi everybody, welcome back. I am Joe the Wigit, and this is episode number 14. I am joined by my fellow hosts, as always, the UC deckhand Rook.
What's up, everybody? Got some lore to talk about, got some other things to talk about, so let's get to it.
And, as always, the volunteer fireman from Freestar Collective, Archon.
Volunteer fireman? Wow, where did that one come from?
Just picked it up out of the ether.
Rook's got so much to talk about today, I don't know how much I'll even get in, but I'll try and talk as much as I can, because, yeah, I just like to talk, so let's go.
The Rook episode. All right, so we got some news. This came in from a lot of major news outlets for gaming and non-gaming, actually. The three bigger ones that I picked up from this and read, there was more, was IGN, Game Informer, and Forbes. And they all reported pretty much the same thing. Microsoft's Xbox division just reported $3.9 billion in revenue, its largest quarter one for its gaming arm ever. And Bethesda's Starfield deserves a lot of that credit. And the reason is previously Xbox reported that Starfield marked the biggest launch for Bethesda ever, which is, we all know that. It's been reported all over the place. Due to its inclusion in the Game Pass, I don't know if that's really true, but anyway, now Microsoft has said that the launch of Starfield led to the biggest single day of Game Pass signups in the service history.
Yeah, see, I think they got that backwards.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's the biggest Game Pass sign-up ever because of Starfield, but I don't think that Starfield did good because of Game Pass. I think it was...
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with that.
Game Pass. I mean, Game Pass, yes, a lot of people have it, but the fact that it exploded because of Starfield obviously shows that Starfield was the reason, not the other way around.
Which is true.
I mean, it literally says Starfield, the launch of Starfield led to the biggest single day of Game Pass signups, so because of Starfield, that's awesome though. And there's still a lot of people playing it. Last time I looked on the Game Pass app, over 1,000 people were currently logged into the game.
1,000? That number's got to be bigger than that.
There was also a lot of people waiting to play the game. So there's probably people sitting in Game Pass on the login screen or something, but there were over 1,000 actively playing.
I was going to say,
mention Steam and...
Yeah, I saw something not that long ago that said something about, like, Starfield had over 100,000 concurrent players at once, so I don't know. 1,000 seems pretty low. Maybe it's like 1,000 in your region.
Maybe. But you also gotta think this is just Game Pass, isn't counting Steam and whatnot.
We also have one other piece of big news that Wigit did not put in his notes, but episode 2 of Raw and Nerdy is out. So make sure you get out and watch or listen to it, because it is a great episode. We had a really awesome guest host on there with us, and she knocked it out of the park. Great episode. Those that have listened to it have had nothing but good things to say about it. So get out and check out Raw and Nerdy on all podcasting sites.
Yes, please. We love making these podcasts, so and all that y'all do for us is great.
And Raw and Nerdy has been an absolute blast to do.
Dude, Raw and Nerdy is just three guys, and if we have a guest host just sitting around talking nerd.
Yeah, about everything. I think we spent half of the last episode talking about books.
Yeah.
And fantasy books.
This next episode 3, we got something really cool in store too, and I'm really excited about. So you'll have to check that out on Monday as well when it comes out.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into our week in game. I have a lot to do, so I'll let one of you guys go first.
I'll let Archon go first.
You know, I want to let Wigit go first because he never gets to go first. So you know what? Spill it all. Go for it. Do it. It's your day. It's your time to shine.
Okay.
Do it.
I made my challenge character.
Your your personal challenge.
My
character.
personal challenge character, my politician that I talked about in the last episode. And when I started out, I sold my first series of weapons that I collected, and I went to go get Andrasia. You know, I got to get my boo. She's like, even if I'm not using her, I have to have her there.
But you need to spell her name right next time.
Yeah, you know what? Stop with the whole spelling thing in the notes. It's just quick. I jot them down. You don't need to know it. They don't need to know that.
Gotta give you a hard time, bro.
Yeah, I went to go get the artifact, and I realized I had sold my cutter.
I've done that.
And then the thing that got me, though, is that this was in a mining facility.
Mm-hmm.
I went all over that place thinking there's got to be a cutter here somewhere. I spent probably 20 minutes going backtracking and checking every corner of that place, realizing they had no cutters anywhere, not even a cutter cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
Which didn't make any sense. So I had to go all the way back to New Atlantis, buy a cutter.
No, you didn't. You want to know a secret?
Yeah.
You can shoot the artifacts free with a gun.
Okay.
I did the exact same thing when I picked up Andrasia. I forgot I sold my cutter and had to figure it out. And I shot at it to see what happens, and it cleared it.
Well, I still need a cutter anyway because I couldn't get many minerals.
True.
Unless you could shoot at them too, which I doubt.
No, you can't do that.
Nah. So that was my interesting beginning. And then I decided to do one thing I haven't done yet, and that's do the side quest in New Atlantis. I think I've done maybe one in the past, because I don't really care for that city. It's pretty, but I can't stand the layout. It takes forever to go anywhere in that place, and the well's worse. So I went and decided to go ahead and do it, and I remember there was this, I always get this quest, this activity to go talk to the scientist by the tree. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to give that a go. I want to see what this is about. And I gotta be honest, the story of the quest was just, no. I don't know if you guys have done it, but apparently this special tree is morphing inside and creating vibrations to communicate. So I got very big.
I've gotten to that point
every single time, but I've never done it.
Yeah,
I've gotten that point, but I've actually never completed it.
I did complete it, and there was this point where you have to do some illegal activity or not. I talked my way out of it. Didn't have to do illegal activity, but then when I went turn it in, I don't want to know what you had to do this, so don't tell me so I'm not liable. I didn't do anything. Everything was legit. And the reward was just 2,000 credits for all of that. And it was actually a pretty extensively long quest. And the other scientist, his rival, is a tool.
You know, it's kind of hard not to talk about politics when you're playing a politician, but isn't the whole point of a politician to choose the illegal options?
No. Only if there's a bribe involved. If it fills the pocket, cool. But if I'm gonna go break into someone's house where it can affect my record, which will be public if I try to go for office, no.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
All right, let's get back away from the political spectrum and get back on track.
All right. I have been live streaming my challenge character. I got my live stream back up, which is twitch.tv the Wigit, if anyone's curious. So I've been doing that in evenings periodically after work. And I started doing cooking on my new character. I really wanted to see what that was about, because I've always avoided picking up any kind of food when I'm running around killing stuff. But this time I decided to go give it a shot. And there are things that make it worthwhile, like alien tea, which you can make from the beginning without having to put any points in anything, which gives you a 2% XP bonus, which doesn't seem like much, but if you keep that going, that could lead to an additional level or two. And I'm also curious if the nutrition skill will increase that effect. And there's a lot of different foods. Yeah, there's a lot of different foods that give you more different XP bonuses. They give you all kinds of stat bonuses. You don't have to use chems. So I'm digging into it now. Just started going into it. I got gastronology or whatever it is, the food science. So I'm working on that. So far, I put most of my skill points in social, like I said I was going to do. Commerce, gastronomy, which is the right one I was trying to get at earlier. Persuasion, scavenging, and negotiation. I want to get bribery too, which is a must. I haven't put anything in science, and the only things I put in pilot in the ship is piloting, security, and targeting, which is like a must-have for everybody, really.
Yeah, especially security.
Yeah. I've been using Barrett as my follower. That guy is just awesome. He's garbage in combat, but makes up for it with his talking. I was going to say, originally put in my notes, he makes up for it with his mouth, but that could go the wrong way. So I left that part out.
And get back in.
Yeah. I did the Brownouts quest, actually, today. And I don't know if anyone's done that. That's in the well.
Yeah, I've done that quest, and I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But there's something that interesting happened. Okay, this is kind of random for me, but I haven't spent too much time in the well because it is kind of confusing and there's not really much down there. But after I did the second junction box, because you have to run around getting junction boxes to reset the grid and stuff like that, there was a door that was locked, a novice lock. So I thought maybe that's going to be a shortcut through to get to the next area, so I went ahead and unlocked it. As soon as you open up, you go into a living room and there's a dead body face down on the ground. Clearly been murdered. As soon as I looted the key off of him, a freaking robot dog jumps me.
Yep.
And it surprised me. It was just random. Big Bruno. And I went and searched.
We could have tamed it.
Yeah. I went and looked at the computer just to see what the story was behind that, and you clearly find out that Big Bruno is a black market Model S robot that this guy, Tofu, went to go buy and stiffed the guy, went back to his apartment with the stolen robot, who then the guy he stole it from initiated a kill command on it and killed him. And it cracked me up because every email ended with, "You got tofued." Like, this guy was a tool. I'm not surprised
Yeah, I've done that one. The amount of detail where you got random stuff like that is what makes this game a good game.
I go as far as say a great game. I absolutely love it. And I'm always finding new little random things like that. I know plenty of our listeners probably have already seen this, but if you haven't, it's funny. It's random. And then at the end of that quest, it's one of those typical do the right thing, take a bribe, or cover it up. Now, I did the bribe part because obviously I'm the politician. The bribe came up, I took it. I got a whopping 2,500 credits for it. All I want to do is just shoot that lady. I was like, come on, really? That's it? So out of curiosity, what I did is I loaded the save before that, went back and turned it in to do it the right way, and I got 2,500 credits.
I think that they should, like, when somebody's offering you a bribe, they should tell you what the bribe is before you decide if you're going to take it or not. Like, in real life, if somebody says, "Hey, I'll bribe you if you don't do it," they're not going to say it. They'll be like, "Hey, I'll give you X amount if you keep your mouth shut," and then you know whether or not you can take the bribe.
Yeah,
I wish you can talk down people from fees and stuff. Why can't we talk up bribes?
You can with the bribe skill.
Oh, okay.
Because there's one point where you're offered a 20,000 credit bribe that you can talk up to 50,000 credit with that skill.
Nice.
I won't say what.
Bribes should be able to do that.
Yeah. And in fact, that skill actually unlocks the ability to bribe more people. So I am looking forward to getting that skill. I want to see what that comes out of. I'm still trying to get that 5 million credits, and I'm having trouble getting past 30,000 at the moment, but I'm getting there. He's only level 11.
So you just got to stick with the Class A ship the entire game.
Yeah, I don't know, because I did the Mantis, so I already got the Mantis ship, the Razor Leaf. It's garbage, but it's better than the Frontier garbage. And I turned the Frontier into a makeshift cargo ship. It cost me like 25,000, and it's junk, but it has cargo space, so I can do it. I went and got my first outpost in Bezel 3B, like I always do. Set that up. But I had no cargo in my cargo ship to do anything with it, so I had to put cargo in there, and it's still not enough, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, so that was my weekend game, guys.
Sounds like you actually had a pretty solid week. You got a lot done.
It was fun. I mean, only level 11, but I'm getting there. I haven't gotten my first power unlocked or anything like that yet.
Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of time to play this week. I got a lot of stuff that's been going on in real life this week. Getting my house completely re-sided and everything, and that's been taking up quite a bit of my week. But I did get to play my main a little bit. I was finally able to finish the Freestar Ranger quest. I've been working on it forever and haven't really had a chance to like see it through. So I got to see the ship at the end for the first time, and it's better than I was expecting.
Yeah, right? That ship's a beast for that quest line.
Yeah, that ship is pretty solid, and the quest wasn't that hard to get it. So, yeah, highly recommend doing that if you haven't, and if you need a ship.
I'm curious, though.
Quest line.
What way did you go at the end of that?
Well, I went the good way.
Okay, you turned him in.
I didn't do the thing. But,
that particular
you didn't
quest.
do the thing I did?
Yeah, that particular quest is the quest I was talking about a little bit ago when it came to bribing.
Yeah.
I have not taken the bribe. I've threatened him, and I've killed him, but I've never taken a bribe.
I did.
Well, see, if I'd have known I could get 20K for the bribe, I probably would have took it. But, yeah, I turned him in, but I got the ship, and that was exciting. This is the first time for me.
I love that ship, yeah.
I should have a little bit more playtime this week, and I'm going to start a new character and do something a little interesting.
Okay.
I'm going to play this playthrough exclusively with my Xbox controller. And I want to... Obviously, I'm still playing on PC, but I'm going to play with my Xbox controller, and I'm planning, hopefully next week, to do a bit of a comparison on how the game is between playing it with a controller versus playing it with the keyboard and mouse, just to see which one's kind of a better experience for the game. I am both a console and PC player, so my opinion should be mostly unbiased because I like both. So I'm just going to kind of see which one kind of flows better with Starfield.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I have an idea of which one I'm probably going to like better, but we'll see.
Is there anything special with this new character, or are you just going to just roll it for fun?
Just for fun for the most part. I am starting completely from scratch, though.
You want to make a stealth assassin. You want to make a stealth assassin.
A stealth assassin.
With sniper rifles.
Maybe, we'll see.
People in our...
so much, it's hard to go away from them.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in our Discord chat complain about bullets and how much they cost. Well, on my main, I don't hardly buy any ammo. It only takes me 20 rounds to clear a place.
I don't want to hear it. I'm running around with pistols. I'm buying ammo left and right.
Yeah. That sounds like a you problem.
But one of my pistols does nearly 200 points of damage per shot, so I'm good.
Then why are you complaining?
Because ammo's expensive.
It can be for certain guns, that's for sure. I think I griped about that a couple episodes ago, so I'm not going to say anything.
Maybe I'll try a stealth assassin. We'll see. I mean, I've done the stealth. I did the stealth route on my pacifist character, and I don't know. I didn't do any sniping, but...
And there's a lot of skills trees that you can blend together to make it freaking awesome and fun. But anyway, anything else?
That's pretty much how my week goes. I played a little of a different game, obviously, but for the most part, I mean, I tried to get in as much Starfield as I could. I just didn't really have a whole lot of time.
Yeah, I've had weeks like that.
I'm not like one of those guys who like hovers over people while they're doing work, but like I like to at least be out there and see what's going on, and you know, I don't micromanage. I let them do their job. I'm paying them to do a job. I trust they're going to do the job, but I like to watch them and just watch what they're doing. So I've spent a lot of time out there with them while they've been siding and stuff, and it looks really cool. I really like watching my house transform from a 90-year-old house with chipping paint to like this beautiful new siding. It's amazing.
So it's going to look like a 90-year-old house with brand new clothes.
No, it actually looks like a fairly newer house now. It's getting there.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's going to look...
That's always exciting.
Been doing a lot of facelifting and stuff. We shall see.
All right, Rook, what you got, man?
I hate to say it, but my bounty hunter has become my primary character. It is no longer my challenge character.
Why do you say it?
I deleted all but 2 saves on my main character, and it still bugs out every time I go to New Atlantis. So
that sucks.
I've given up on it. I worked on my ship build. I'm working on a new design to where I'm taking 2 wide engine nacelles, and I'm going to put them on either side of my ship, and it looks pretty cool. I just got to finish it because it has a 30 mobility, or under that somewhere. But I unlocked the best engines in the game, so now I got to put those on the ship.
Oh, you did get those.
And they're expensive.
Yeah, they are.
But they are the best engines, and it will put my ship up to 100 mobility, so I'm going to get them. I also knocked out the companion quest for Sam. He is now my lover. The problem is, I don't know if you get to marry him. I haven't gotten that part yet. I did sleep with him once, and he goes, you know, the things you do with your arms and your legs and whatnot, that's gotta hurt. Working to see if there is marriage with him, so we'll see what happens. I need to get back into doing the UC quests. Like I said last week, I had Sam with me running through the UC quests, and he did not like their version of history.
Which makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, considering he's was a former Freestar Ranger, yeah, I would say so. This is still my most played game by far, even if I have been slacking on playing. I have over 11 days and 1 hour in the game. There's just so much to do in this game, and I love it. I did have some minor glitches with this character, though. I landed on a planet, and when I went to go back into my ship, the door was gone. It was like you could just see through the textures. That just took a save and restart of the game, and everything came back properly.
Yeah, those minor glitches like that. The C-class bugs.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised. It's been a few weeks now since we've had any form of patch or any sorts of fixes or anything.
We talked about it a couple episodes ago, but how everyone's expecting a big patch coming.
Yeah, there's got to be something big. I think that's why.
Coming. There's got to be something big coming. Hopefully a content patch.
That would be amazing.
Now, I have one glitch with Sam on his mission. On his companion quest, you have to talk to him in front of the Solomon Coe statue. Well, there was one point where he just stood still. He would not move at all, no matter what I did. So I had to literally walk up and kept pushing him into the statue until I got to the point where I could talk to him. Right after I completed that quest, he followed me, no problem. Another interesting thing of note I noticed today was that to get completionist, the average is 153 hours. I'm nowhere near completionist, and I have well over 200 hours.
Yeah, you're like 300 hours at 11 days.
Yeah, 11 days, 1 hour. Let's see.
300, buddy.
265 hours.
That's pretty huge. I think the game's version of completionist is doing all the achievements. But even that, I feel like it would be really hard to get all the achievements that fast.
One of the achievements is get to a level 100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you could use the bases to do that, but...
Yeah, that's easy. You could get to level 100 really fast.
If people have started what's the word I'm looking for? If people started speed running the game, they're going to skew those numbers bad.
Oh yeah.
So
now it depends like what they consider to be a speed run. Is it just doing the main quest, which most likely is just the case?
That's 20 hours average.
Usually speedrunners find some weird glitch to like teleport them right to the end.
Oh yeah, but that's pretty much my time in the game.
All right, guys.
Is I worked on the Sam quest,
which is interesting because I one of the reasons why I picked Barrett as my companion is to try to go through his quest without being his lover. I'm gonna go to the friend zone.
I did Sam's friend zone quest with my main after I'd married Sarah. So It's actually pretty interesting. I got to see both sides of his story.
Cool. One thing, guys, is we do have the competition going for our ship, which is the cargo ship. We talked about the requirements in the last episode, and I want to point back out that it has to be submitted on our Discord server. We had a couple submissions through X. Those don't qualify. I'm sorry. They need to post it on our Discord server, and we have an actual chat just for that called contests. Just post your pictures there, and you have until this coming Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to finalize your submission, get it in there, and we'll be judging it and announcing the winner on next episode.
So we did notice a little wonky thing with the stats block. If you create your ship, you need to take one picture in the builder so we can see your mobility, because for some reason that doesn't show it on the stat block after completion.
And it has to be white. If it's red, it means it's being modified.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
One thing, just a pro tip here as far as the contest goes, if you are really concerned about your money in building a ship, we have had a couple people build their ships, submit them, and then revert to previous saves. That's perfectly fine as long as you get the ship built and get it submitted. It does not matter if you revert your saves or anything after that point. So just a pro tip, if you want to do it but you don't want to have to spend all your money to do it, that is the way to do it.
Yeah, we're not trying to get you to fly the ship into combat and do all these amazing things. It's just a shipbuilding competition.
Yep, we want to see your design, what you can do with it by meeting the criteria of 60 mobility and 7,000 cargo space.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we put that there is that it gives you a challenge on how you have to design the ship. Not just for looks, but making it actually a functional cargo ship. And we got some really cool submissions. I'm really excited to see what else people come up with. All right.
But if you do want to win, make sure it looks cool too.
Yeah, definitely.
Make your pink unicorn ship.
We're going to be the ones judging, so, I'm going to get into the side mission of the week really quick before Rook dives into his lore. And this one I found to be very interesting because it has a unique reward to it. It's called the Space Frog from Outer the Space Frog from Outer Space. Yeah, redundant, but a little kid, Renee Shelby in Sidonia on Mars, gives this quest out. She's concerned that it's too bleak and people are down in Sidonia, so she asked you to put up these posters of this character she's drawn, hand-drawn, by the way, the Space Frog from Outer Space. And you have to go around Sidonia posting these posters. You get like 12 credits for it, but the coolest thing about this quest is you get to put up her frog posters in your outposts and places like that.
That is pretty cool. I've done her quest. She was one of the first ones in Sidonia I did on my main.
Well, yeah, how do you not do a quest for a cute little kid? I mean...
Right.
You have to find her first, and if you don't happen to run past where she's located...
Yeah, you won't find her.
Yeah.
She's not right out in the open, we'll say that.
Yeah.
All right, Rook, what you got, man?
My turn. So, since I'm doing lore, this is also faction of the week. The United Colonies. So, everybody knows about MAST, which stands for Military Administrative and Scientific Triumvirate Council. They lift the C out of it. The reason why I mentioned that...
Cool.
It doesn't sound as cool. Matsy. So, the United Colonies are a militarized and highly organized society, with MAST being pretty much their government for all intents and purposes. You have to serve in a branch of MAST, which is military, administrative, or scientific, and that's how you gain your citizenship. Foreigners, however, must serve in the Vanguard to get their citizenship. Now, an issue with that is that nobody wants to be in the military, really. They'd rather be in the administrative scientific sector. So what United Colonies did was they made military service the fastest way to earn your citizenship. So you have to serve less time in that service to gain your citizenship. And if you serve with distinction in the military, you get first grade citizenship. And I'm not going to give any spoilers for that.
Yeah. Because you as a player can achieve that.
Mast has a secret intelligence group called the Aegis, which I don't know how they got that name, and I've only dealt with them like once in one quest.
Yeah, I've been really hoping that they would have some kind of like big quest line with them.
Mm-hmm. But they don't yet.
Yeah, we got still a lot of content coming though. Yeah.
Yes. Yet being the key word.
But with them being primarily military organized, you have military and security duties that are performed by UC Security and Safety, UC System Defense, and the UC Vanguard. And the Vanguard are all civilian captains, not from the Navy. There are some defunct military departments that you learn about doing the UC quest or doing Sarah's quest. You got the UC Navigator Corps, which Sarah was a part of. Then you have the UC Xeno Warfare Division, which was disbanded after the Colony War as an agreement for the treaty.
One thing I found interesting is one of the very first places you go into in the beginning of the game is an old Xeno Warfare base.
Mm-hmm. They did a good job of spreading out Xeno Warfare abandoned bases and stuff that you can find some cool stuff in.
And I kind of got, when I was going through it on my new character, little side note, sorry, but it looked like they actually created a terramorph at that facility. From
Probably
what it looked like from everything I was reading in there, yeah.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right after you leave the first base, or the first mining facility, and you go to the place where you have to kill the Crimson Fleet people. Yeah, Crete. And you're in there, like, you hear, if you listen to the people, they're like, the terramorph is loose.
Yeah,
that's the place I'm talking about. It's one of the first places you go into.
Yeah, you can hear them, like, yelling that it's loose. I've never seen it, but apparently it got loose.
There are heat leeches in it all over that building, too.
Oh, there is a catch with the heat leeches. I'll explain that later in the UC stuff. So operational departments of the UC military are, you have your Navy, your security and safety. They're the guys that are running around with USEC on their ear. Then you have the UC Navy, which is divided up into the Marine Corps, the System Defense, and the Vanguard. That it sounds like it's probably their biggest branch, obviously, because of space. But they also have what they call the Terramorph Management Division. That's still an active thing, because Terramorphs are a major issue if they're found in any of the older colonies. The United Colonies were founded in 2159 when humans arrived, or 3 years after humans arrived in the Alpha Centauri system. New Atlantis was founded 1 year later, and a year after that, in 2161, New Atlantis became the capital of the United Colonies. So I found this bit interesting when I found it. I don't remember where I found the information, but rapid industrialization of the old colony is what you see now from New Atlantis. The old colony is the old sector called the Well. Yeah, I found that interesting when I read that. So if you've ever gone to the Well, you're in the original colony of New Atlantis.
Where all the poor people live.
Which is how it tends to turn out when because you build up and out, and then the old stuff gets forgotten. So everybody knows that we had the Narian War in 2196, and it lasted until 2216. It was brought on from the 2194 when the UC tried to expand into the Narian system by putting the Clinic Star Station above the Depala, however you say that.
Yeah, Depala
planet. That was their attempt at expanding. The Narian people protested by voting to join the Kree Star Collective, which escalated the dispute into full-out war. I'm not going to go into details because everybody knows about it. It was concluded by the Treaty of Narian.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that at the Freestar.
Not long after that, and now some of this information you'll learn just by walking through the UC. It is heavily biased in the UC quest when you're going through that history tunnel. After that, the Londinian in the Telemon system had its spaceport destroyed. The effective reasoning was to prevent terramorph spread because it became overran with terramorphs. When you run the UC quest, you learn the real reason why it was destroyed.
It is a spoiler, so
yeah, that's why I said what I said and didn't go into detail. And that has to do with something Wigit said a few minutes ago. Not long after this, war broke out again. You had the Colony War from 2308 to 2311. It started due to the Freestar Collective trying to colonize the fourth system, which violates the Treaty of Narian. The UC retaliated by killing all the defenders of the planet Vesta, and then all-out war broke. So the UC Navy ultimately lost the major space battle over the planet, in the Cheyenne system, which led to the end of the war. They got devastated by a bunch of civilian captains flying their ships because they're not held to the same rules as a major navy is. So the treaty there, the Armistice Treaty, created the Armistice Vault, where you have to have all three factions between the Veyron, Freestar Collective, and UC all agreeing to let anybody go in there. It also led to the abolishment of mech warfare and xeno warfare, so you don't have those anymore, and all that information is kept in the vault. There were some other things, but I covered that on the last war. I forgot what episode that was, so if you want to hear more about that battle or that war, you can find it in a previous episode. Currently in game, the UC forces, you see them on alert a lot. They're on patrol a lot. And it's because of the Crimson Fleet aggression. There's no other reason. You see them fighting the Crimson Fleet. They make comments about the Crimson Fleet being so far away from their territory. To wrap this up, the systems that the UC controls are Alpha Centauri, Wolf, and Sol, with Wolf being the location of the den where you can actually sell contraband without actually getting your ship scanned flying to it. I have other reasons why I don't like the den, but that's because I can't play my main character now.
Completely personal.
Completely personal.
Completely.
And like I said, Sam makes some really offhand comments about the UC's version of history, and then the only thing he agrees with is the Armistice Vault.
Yeah.
That.
I find it really interesting running through both the UC questline and the Freestar questline, how differently they tell the same story.
Mm-hmm. You see the story of, what is that planet called? Nira? You hear the Battle of Nira, and you hear more about the mech side of things and the Freestar, while the UC glances over everything.
All right. Well, that's, some of that I didn't know, but we did talk about those wars a lot the last time.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is there's so much overlapping lore between the Freestar Collective and the UC because of the wars that I could go into detail telling you all the most notable people and stuff like that, but that takes the fun out of it because then you actually meet these people when you play the game.
I think it's going to be very interesting when we actually attempt to do the Varun and the Crimson Fleet.
Really can't wait for the Varun.
Varun's going to be the hardest one because I haven't seen a lot of lore about the Varun.
It's going to take some digging.
What I'm saying is, I'm really looking forward to when they add that Varun questline into the game, because I think that's going to be the richest and most in depth out of all the questlines, because there's so much there that they haven't told us yet. So once we finally get it, I think it's going to be really good.
I mean, even doing the UC questline, you got to go to the Varun embassy, but it's not I figured I'd find more lore in there for the Varun since there wasn't much else out there.
Yeah. There are a few things you can dig up in that facility, the embassy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's some planets that you can go to that give you a little bit more information, but we don't know where their home planet is.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You don't know where their home planet is. There's no star because the Crimson Fleet, you know where their home system is. You know the three systems each between the two major factions, but why did they not tell us where at least the Varun home system is?
We're going to do some piecing together because we need to look through Andrasia's questline because that gives a lot of information about it and their structure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go into why, but if you haven't done her questline, yeah, it goes into it big time. We should probably have Venus help us get the data on this. Compile it together and get a good lore episode, yeah.
We could actually make that a goal in the Discord. Just get as many people that can chime in on what they found about Varun lore and put it and start building a timeline or something in the Discord.
And if you guys don't know, our Discord is discord.gg/raw podcasts.
And there's a lot of conversation.
It was kind of cool in there to see this week people posting screenshots about what I was talking about last week about finding those letters made out of silverware.
An M has been found.
An M has been found, and I know I've seen a Y, and I know I've seen an N. Maybe it spells money, and it's going to lead us to a whole bunch of money somewhere.
I was hoping you found a Y, an M, a C, and an A.
No, I did not find a YMCA, but that would be hilarious.
Somebody actually posted a screenshot